Alright, welcome to the results video for UFC Vegas 108, where we will find out which channels were the most accurate and the most profitable with their winner picks and method of victory predictions. But first, a quick update about the channel. Many people in the comments have asked about the longest winning and losing streak that has been missing for a few weeks. That will be back very soon, but not this week and maybe also not next week. And that's mostly because I'm updating all the files I'm using for the overview videos, which is taking a bit longer than I anticipated. I also have an update about previous week results, because actually the most accurate channel that week was Fight Fairy. She had 10 out of her 12 picks correct for 83.3%. And she was also the most profitable channel with her picks, with a profit of $1,132 and a return on investment of 94.4%. So congratulations to Fight Fairy for being the most profitable and accurate channel last week. And now let's get started with this week's results. For the least and most accurate channels for picking the winner, we will only look at channels that made picks on at least half of all the fights. So that's 6 for this event. In 6th place for least accurate channels we have Dirt MMA and the Ice Files with 5 out of 8 correct for 62.5%. In 5th place is the Die Hard MMA podcast with 6 out of 10 correct. In 4th place we have the following 7 channels in alphabetical order, and all of them had 7 out of 12 correct for 58%. In 3rd place with a correct pick percentage of 50% we have the following 6 channels in alphabetical order. In 2nd place are Eagle MMA and MMA Bet Viper with 5 out of 12 correct for 42%. And the least accurate channel this week for picking the winner was Sun Tzu Tips with 3 out of 8 correct for 37.5%. For most accurate channels for picking the winner this week, in 4th place we had a total of 18 channels with 10 out of 12 correct for 83%, which is too many to show on these slides, but you can see them in the overview after this part. In 3rd place we have the Sportsbook Killer with 8 out of 9 correct for 89%. In 2nd place are Greedo Plays MMA, James Lynch and Keith Schillen from Sherdock.com with 10 out of 11 correct for 91%. And sharing 1st place for the most accurate channels for picking the winner, we have Pete from Fight HQ, King of Crackdown 5095, MMA Husky Hustler and Pure Picks. All 4 of them had 11 out of 12 picks correct for a correct pick percentage of almost 92%. So congratulations to all 4 of them for being the most accurate predictors this week. Links to all of these channels can be found in the video description. And here is the overview of all channels that made picks this week, including those channels that made less than 6 predictions, with the channel name, correct and total picks and correct pick percentage. For the most profitable and unprofitable predictors, we again only look at channels that made picks on at least half of all the fights, so a minimum of 6. Every pick a channel has made counts, regardless of confidence levels or odds preference. So basically, blindly following every pick a channel made. Then we pretend we're placing a $100 bet on each pick, and to calculate the results we use the odds from the tail of the tape that is shown just before each fight. At number 10 for least profitable channels for picking the winner, we have Brevin from Locked Door MMA with a loss of $314 for a return on investment of minus 26% over his 12 picks. With an ROI of minus 26.3%, we have Glenn Butt at number 9. At number 8 is Brandon from the Santino DeFranco podcast with minus 27.7% over his 6 picks. Frenzy is in 7th place with a return on investment of minus 29%. Coach from Premium Picks is at number 6 with minus 34.1%. In 5th place is Lucas Tracy MMA with a return on investment of minus 36.9%. In 4th place is Tony Has Died with minus 38.3% ROI. In 3rd place with a return on investment of minus 43% we have Eagle MMA. MMA Bet Viper is in 2nd place with minus 45.5%. And the least profitable channel, if you had blindly followed all of their picks, was Sun Tzu Tips with a return on investment of minus 48.8% over his 8 picks. Which channels could have made you the most money if you had blindly followed all of their picks and had placed a $100 moneyline bet on each of them? At number 10 we have Taira from the Running Mouth MMA show with a profit of $250 for a return on investment of 25% over his 10 picks. Then, from the Dogger Pass podcast is at number 9 with 27.1% ROI. At number 8 we have MMA Ethic with a return on investment of 32.4% over his 12 picks. At number 7 we have Pete from Fight HQ, King of Crackdown 5095 and MMA Husky Hustler. All three of them made the exact same picks and had a return on investment of 33.3%. In 6th place is A-Train from Premium Picks with a return on investment of 34.1%. With a 35% return on investment, we have the UFC McFlyer at number 5. With a slightly higher ROI of 35.3%, in 4th place we have James Lynch and Keith Schillen from Sherdog.com who made the exact same picks. And then, with a big jump in return on investment of 10% higher, we have Greedo Plays MMA in 3rd place at 45.6%. And in 2nd place we have Pure Picks with a return on investment of 46.1%. And in 1st place, for most profitable predictor, we have someone that is very well known but has been gone for a long time, which is Renato Moni Moicano.
Easy money.
He only made 6 picks, but had 5 of them correct and a return on investment of 57.2% for a profit of $343.
Easy money.
And here is the overview of all channels that I've tracked this week, including those that made less than 6 predictions, with their name, money won or lost, return on investment, correct picks, total picks, correct pick percentage, and their total investment. For the least and most accurate channels for correct winner plus method of victory predictions, we again only look at channels that made method of victory predictions on at least half of all the fights, so a minimum of 6. In 5th place for least accurate channels for correct winner and method of victory predictions, we have the following 14 channels in alphabetical order with 3 out of 12 or 2 out of 8 correct for 25%. In 4th place is Harbar MMA with 2 out of 11 correct for 18%. In 3rd place are Frenzy and Tony Has Died with 2 out of 12 correct for 16.7%. In 2nd place is Sports Betting Hub with 1 out of 7 correct for 14.3%. And the least accurate channels with the correct winner and method of victory predictions this week were Knockout Picks with 0 out of 6 correct and Lucas Tracy MMA with 0 out of 7 correct, both for 0%. The most accurate channels this week with the correct winner plus method of victory predictions. In number 7 we have MMA Prediction Guru with 3 out of 7 correct for 43%. At number 6 we have Hank's Warzone, James Lynch and Lightning MMA. All 3 of them had 5 out of 11 correct for 45.5%. In 5th place we have Dryball, King of Crackdown 5095, the MMA Fortune Teller, the True Analyst and the Wager Zone. All 5 of them had 6 out of 12 or 4 out of 8 correct for 50%. At number 4 is Ben Duffy from Sherdog.com with 6 out of 11 correct for 54.5%. With a correct pick percentage of 58.3%, we have Uncle Weezy at number 3 with 7 out of 12 correct. In 2nd place is Keith Schillen, also from Sherdog.com, with 7 out of 11 correct for 63.6%. And in 1st place this week for having the most correct winner and method of victory predictions correct, we have Coty MMA and MMA El Dente. Both of them had 8 out of 12 correct for 66.7%. So congratulations to both of them and the rest of this top 7. Links to all of these channels can be found in the video description. And here is the overview of all channels that made winner plus method of victory predictions, also including channels that made less than 6 predictions, with their name, correct predictions, total predictions and correct predictions percentage. For the least and most profitable channels for correct winner and method of victory predictions, we use the same rules as before. So a minimum of 6 correct winner plus method of victory predictions is needed to be shown in these results. And we also blindly follow every method of victory prediction made by each channel, whether they like the odds or not, or how high their confidence level is, and place a $100 bet on each of them. And to calculate the results, we use the average method of victory odds from oddsjam.com. I show the odds on screen now, which I've taken approximately 12 hours before the start of the fights. Which channels were the least profitable with the method of victory predictions? At number 10 we have Fight Productions, Greedo Plays MMA and MMA Husky Hustler, with a return on investment of minus 44.9% over their 10 method of victory predictions. At number 9 is LFG MMA Picks with minus 47% over his 12 predictions. Hoppero MMA is at number 8 with minus 52%. With a slightly worse return on investment with minus 52.5%, we have Pick'em MMA at number 7. In 6th place is the Finch Jets with a return on investment of minus 54.8%. With minus 60.6% return on investment, we have Frenzy at number 5. In 4th place is Harbar MMA with minus 62.1%. Tony Has Died is at number 3 with a return on investment of minus 68.3%. With a minus 71% return on investment, we have Sports Betting Hub at number 2. And in first place, for being the least profitable channel with the method of victory predictions, we of course have the 2 channels that had 0 method of victory predictions correct, which are Knockout Picks and Lucas Tracy MMA for a return on investment of minus 100%. And then for the last part, which channels could have made you the most money if you blindly followed all of their winner plus method of victory predictions. At number 10 we have Drywall with a return on investment of 23.3% over his 12 method of victory predictions. At number 9 with a 27.4% ROI we have MMA Prediction Guru. With a return on investment of 29.6% we have Uncle Weezy at number 8. The True Analyst is at number 7 with 36.7% ROI. In 6th place is Benny P MMA with a return on investment of 39.3% over his 12 predictions. Gerardo from MCA Picks is in 5th place with 46.2% return on investment. With a 53.8% ROI we have MMA El Dente at number 4. In 3rd place we have Keith Schillen from Sherdock.com and he had a return on investment of 62.4%. And in 2nd place with a return on investment of 65.9% we have Coty MMA. And the most profitable channel this week with their winner plus method of victory predictions at number 1 we have Ben Duffy from Sherdock.com. He had 6 out of 11 method of victory predictions correct, and had you placed a $100 winner plus method of victory bet on each of them, you could have won $840 for a very good return on investment of 76.4%. So congratulations to Ben Duffy and the rest of these channels in the top 10. Links to all of these channels can be found in the video description. And here is the complete overview of all channels that I've tracked this week that made winner plus method of victory predictions, also including channels that made less than 6 of them, with the channel name, money won or lost, return on investment, correct method of victory predictions, total predictions, correct percentage and investment. Hope you enjoyed the results video of the best and worst predictors this week. If you did or found it helpful, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to support the channel while getting exclusive updates, consider becoming a Patreon supporter or a member on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you so much for watching, have a great week and I will see you in the next video.
Easy money.